Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. So normally what I'll do is I'll do a draft video and I'll play all three games with it. However, I do find that the videos tend to be quite long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try something a little bit different. Today I'm going to upload the actual draft, so that is fairly short, and then tomorrow I'll upload all the games. So that way you can watch the draft first, and then if you want to watch the games you can, or if you just want to watch the games, whatever. But I just think otherwise the videos are just really long. So that's what we're going to try. I'm going to try and reduce the length of the videos. So let's straight away get into a draft. Today what we're going to be playing, if you haven't told by the title, is Modern Horizons draft. I've done this once so far, so I don't really know the set at all. All I know is the sweet snow deck. So that is what I am going to do my best to play. Other than that, I don't really know any of the other archetypes. What I am going to do is get up LSV's Modern Horizons draft guide up on one of my other screens, just so I can see what other decks there are. So they've got blue green snow. What else have we got? We've got blue black ninjas, which is interesting. Red black goblins. That sounds awesome. With a bit of a sacrifice theme apparently. Yeah, that deck does look pretty cool. Green black value, which is things like again, just mainly more removal with a couple of value cards. Oh, there is a Slivers deck. That's pretty sweet. So if you haven't seen my video, I did do a video on a modern deck with Slivers. I wouldn't actually mind playing Slivers in draft as well. I'm not sure how hard it is to draft a Slivers deck. That seems pretty hard to do with the amount of synergy that you'd need to make it worth it. There's a red greens lands in graveyard deck. That one sounds really good actually. So I did see that there is quite a few cards that say like if there's a land in your graveyard it gets this or it gets that. So that does sound pretty good. What else? And then apparently there's a blue red draw cards and a white black / white green deck. And Luis said both of those suck. So we won't do those, I guess. We're going to try and stick with snow. So straight away going into pack one. The rare that we open is, again, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that. When it enters the battlefield or another goblin you control dies. Oh, sorry. When this or another goblin you control dies, deal 1 damage to any target. And it's got 4 mana. Sacrifice a goblin, make 2 goblins. So as long as you've got another goblin out, that's pretty good actually. We've got exclude, so counter a spell, draw a card. A cycle land. Tempered Sliver. Sliver creatures you control have, whenever this creature is dealt combat damage to a player, whenever it deals combat damage to a player, put a 1/1 counter on it. Okay. Thundering Djinn. When Thundering Djinn attacks, it deals damage to any target equal to the number of cards you've drawn this turn. So normally going to be like 1, maybe 2. Pondering Mage is pretty sweet, so it's basically just Ponder stuck on a 3/4. And we've also got Savage Swipe, which is target creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If its power is 2, then it fights another creature. So basically your bears turn into creatures that can fight your opponent. Other than that, doesn't seem a whole lot, I don't think. What does this do? It doesn't seem great. I guess we're going to go to Savage Swipe. I actually want to take the Pondering Mage there, but here we are, I guess. So what have we got in this pack? Nimbled Mongoose I don't think is very good. I did see in the red-green deck, Nimble Mongoose is not even on Luis's list of like the top cards, so I'm going to just assume that card is not good in this archetype. What's this? Igneous Elemental. This spell costs 2 less to cast if there is a land card in your graveyard. That's pretty good. And when into the battlefield, deal 2 damage to target creature. So a 4 mana 4/3 that pings something is very good, obviously. Whether you can get a land in your graveyard, I guess that's the hard part. A 2-drop, tap target creature, activate this ability only if you control a creature that entered the battlefield this time. Okay. Changeling. This creature costs 1 less to cast for each creature type among creatures you control. This effect can't reduce the amount of mana for this cost for more than 5. So you could basically play a 2 mana creature. That sounds pretty sweet. I think we're going to go with the Goblin though. I don't know if that's actually a good card to pick up. I really didn't know what to take. I'm reading most of the cards, so it's pretty hard to keep up at the moment. Magmatic Sinkhole. So it's got Delve and deal 5 damage to a creature or a planeswalker. That card just seems great. I just want to try and get up the red-black Goblin deck. And unfortunately, the Goblin that we did pass would have been perfect. That kind of puts me off playing Goblins because I assume the person that I passed to is probably going to take it. In hindsight, I probably should have taken it, but I don't know. It just looked like one of those cards that looks like a trap. But yeah, I should have taken that. I do like the Frostwaller. That card is fine. It's not amazing, but it's fine. I think Pondering Mage is pretty good. The Snowlands are really good. I think we're going to take the Sinkhole though. Yeah. So what I found when I played my other game was, if you do end up in the snow deck, you pretty much just end up having loads of random off-colored lands. So I ended up with like 4 mountains in my deck, despite being a blue-green deck. So things like Sinkhole are actually reasonable to splash. Here we go, what's this one? Whenever another snow permanent enters the battlefield under your control, you may have target player put the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard. Yeah, that's not something I want to be looking to do. Again, not particularly interesting. I think we just want to take the Croson Tusker here. I do think it's actually the most powerful card in the pack. So that's going to be in our 3 drops, and we're going to keep Magmatic Sinkhole at the end, despite not necessarily costing that much. And Future Sight. So I am not sure if Future Sight is very good or not, to be brutally honest. When I played it yesterday, it was absolutely incredible. So generally what I found in the snow decks was you had such a large amount of lands that you could actually cast Future Sight, and then next turn just play like 4 spells. So I actually kind of like the idea of playing that. The snow-covered forest is absolutely phenomenal, but I don't think we can take that over the Future Sight. Mother Bear is pretty good value. Yeah, I think we take Future Sight here. I could definitely be wrong over and should have taken the land, but I think this is good enough to take. Oh, and the Spring Bloom Druid is fantastic. So it's 3 mana. When it comes into play, sacrifice a land, then search your library for 2 lands, and they put them into play tapped. So what I like to do with this is you sacrifice your forest or whatever, go get another forest, a snow one if possible, and then your other land should be a snow one as well. So it just helps you get snow lands into play. So a snow-covered plains is good. Savage Swipe is fine, and Reign of Revelation is okay as well. Let's see. Yeah, it's one of those cards where I think it's reasonably easy to pick up a single copy of. Savage Swipe, I do think is pretty good. But we don't have any 2 power creatures at the moment, and I'm trying to think of how many there are in the deck. I know Frost Walker is, but I think we're just going to take the snow covered plains here. I think that's probably going to be a pretty easy island. Prohibit is actually pretty good, or I liked it at least. I thought it was fine. So as you control have First Strike, and it's fine, but obviously that's not what we're playing. Yeah, we'll just take the snow covered island here. I think that's a pretty easy pick, to be honest. Oh, so we've got Ponder Mage and we've got the plains. Or the Lonely Sandbar. I really like picking up Ponder Mage here though. And here, so Nimble Mongoose doesn't really do much in our deck. Bellowing Elk is just a high power creature, which is not great for. It's good for attacking, but that's not ultimately what we generally do. But Phantom Ninja is not what we're looking to do either. So I think we just take the Elk here. Actually, you know what? We're going to take the removal spell, or the pseudo removal spell, should I say? Because I think again we might be able to splash it. Depending on how many druids we get, it can work. We'll take this as a cycling card if we really need it, but I'm hoping we don't have to play that card. 3 mana counter spell. We'll stick in the board. Doesn't really matter with those. What is that? 3 mana, trample haste at the beginning of your end step, return it to its owner's hand. Okay, it's got cycling as well. Yawgmoth, Thran Physician. Why do I have a feeling that card is expensive? Let's go on MTG Goldfish. Yawgmoth Thran Physician. No, it's $4. Okay, that's not worth worrying about. So from this pack, I do like taking the Winter's Rest. So it's when it's a battlefield, tap the enchanted creature. As long as you control another snow permanent, it doesn't untap. So it's basically a 2-mana removal spell, assuming you have enough snow, which we should do no problem. Other than that, nothing else really sticks out. Unfortunately, when this pack comes back around, it's probably not going to have anything we're interested in other than maybe the swamp. Oh, so it's so we're not going to have many legendary permanents. Yeah, that card is just absolutely nothing in our deck. So Fact of Fiction is good. Arkham's Astrolabe, if you get enough of the basics, is good. By the look of it, that's about it. What does this do? 5 mana for a 3/5 reach. When it enters the battlefield, if there are 3 more creature cards in your graveyard, you gain 5. That's fine. Magmatic Sinkhole is, first of all, we don't know if we're going to be able to splash the red, and second of all, they are much weaker in multiples just because you're losing out on Delve. So I think it's between Fact of Fiction and the Astrolabe. And I'm not sure which is better. I'm just having a look to see. I think it probably is the Fact of Fiction, but I want to take the Astrolabe, and I haven't really had a chance to play many of these, so I want to give them a go. Ooh, this card could be interesting. I wonder how many Astrolabes you need to be able to make this card like a draw engine. Did I? But yeah, I think we're just going to take the Snow-Covered Forest here. Sorry, Island. Yeah, sounds good. So in this pack we've got the Snow-Covered Forest, which is nice. What does this do? When it's the battlefield, you may discard any number of land cards, put that many 1/1 counters on it, and draw that many cards. So that is one of the green-red great lands in your graveyard. Matt's deck. I don't know how the fuck you say that deck. Well, let's have a look what LSV's called it. Red-green lands in graveyard. Yeah, so that is what that card is perfect for. Not for what we're doing, unfortunately. We will take the forest quite happily, though. It's in our colours and it's snow. From here, let's see. Well, what does this do? Until end of turn, up to 2 target creatures each have a base power and toughness of 3/3, gain flying and become illusions, and draw a card. Okay. So Glacial Revelation is reveal the top 6 cards of your library. You may put any number of snow permanents among them into your hand, put the rest into your graveyard. So that's a reasonable draw spell depending on how many snow creatures you have. Otherwise it's just going to get you a load of land. So I think we're just going to take the plains here. From this pack we've got the Frostwaller and possibly Reprobation. How many creatures have we got? We've only got 3 creatures so far. I think it's pretty close between the 2. But I think we want the Reprobation here. The aim is that we're going to have enough ways to search for lands or colour fixing that we can play out off colour removal. So, what does this do? Target player sacrifices an attacking creature. So that's a reasonable defensive spell, but 2 white is just, that's unreasonable. And then other than that, we could take Tornado, but I think we're much better off just taking the Snow-Covered Plains here. Probably just take the 2-drop. We just need some creatures in our deck. We are very, very low on any sort of snow payoff at the moment. I'm hoping we're going to get something good in the last pack, because we've got quite a few snow lands. That's alright, we've got 1, 2, 3 pieces, possibly 4 pieces of removal. The Croson Tusk is great. well, it's fine. Both of these are good. I think we can make a deck out of this. I hope we can. I think we're going to take the Prohibit here. Yeah. Anything in our sideboard that we might want to consider? Not at the moment. We could end up just as Bant as well. So we could pay 3 mana for 2 1/2s with Reach. The Fountain does fix our mana, but that's not really what we're looking to do in our deck. And I don't think we want to play Rebuild. I think we'll just take the... Yeah, I guess we'll take the Spider and stick it in the board. We'll take the Elvish Fury. Again, not really something we want, but it's better than nothing. We'll take the Elk, I guess. That's actually a good sideboard card, which is destroy target artifact or enchantment. And a Nimble Mongoose, sure. And this is winding me up. There we go. And stick those there. Yeah, we definitely don't have any payoffs, unfortunately. We are very, very light on playables. Ooh, Giver of Runes is good. So another target creature you control gains protection from colorless or from the color of your choice. So that's exactly what we're looking to do. And what makes it even better is there's not really a lot else we need in this pack, other than the snow-covered forest. But yeah, we'll happily take the Giver of Runes here. And there is one of the snow payoffs. So it is power and toughness equal to the amount of snow permanents you control, including your lands, and when it enters the battlefield, tap a creature. It doesn't untap during its next untap step. Yeah. Oh, what does Soul Herder do? Oh, that's interesting. So it's a 3 mana 1/1. At the beginning of your end step, you may flicker a creature. If you do, every time a creature gets flickered, should I say, it gets a +1/+1 counter. That's really sweet, but I think we have to take the Abdominal Tree Folk here. Astral Drift. Whenever you cycle Astral Drift or cycle another card while Astral Drift is on the battlefield, you may exile target creature. If you do, return that card to the battlefield under its controllers at the beginning of the next end step. So that would have been exactly what you'd want with that other card. What's this? Saddled Runestag, Rhymestag is a 2 mana 2/2. Gets +2/+2 as long as you control another. Oh, as long as another creature entered the battlefield this turn. Trumpeting Herd is really good. So it's a 3/3 with rebound. So it's just 2 3/3s. I think that's probably going to be the pick. And I don't know why Modo keeps making me zoom in on cards. Yeah, we're going to take the Herd here. So hopefully the deck will come together by the end of it, because we didn't have a lot coming into this pack. From here, there's not really much that stands out to us. So we've got 7 lands, which means we're on 18 cards at the moment. So we need to get 5 cards by the end of this. It shouldn't be too hard. So we could take the Choking Tethers again and just use it to cycle and tap a creature. A 3 mana 2/2. Whenever this creature deals damage to a player, put 1/1 counter on it. That is literally just going to basically be itself. The 4-drop is fine if we've drawn loads of lands, but I don't think that's what we want to be doing. We could just play the Snow-Covered Swamp as a colourless land, which I think is probably what we're going to end up doing. So let's have a look in here. We've got another Reprobation if we want to play that. So again, just makes a creature a 0/1. Ooh, I have not seen this before. So it's a 5 mana 4/4 with Trample. For 4 mana, it gets +X/+X, where X is the amount of snow permanents you control. That card seems really good. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the pick. Snow-Covered Forest would have been nice, but we need some ways to actually beat our opponent down, and we don't have many at the moment, so yeah, we'll take that and hope that the forest comes around. Probably won't, but that would be nice. So, oh, we've got a rare, which is target. No, each opponent exiles. No, let's start again. Each opponent sacrifices a creature, or exile all cards from each opponent's graveyard, or create a 1/1 black spirit with flying. Or you gain 4 life and you can entwine. Which is not very great for us. So the snow-covered forest is one option, and I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, so that's one option. Winding Ways. Choose creature or land, reveal the top 4 cards of your library, and put all of one type into your hand. The rest go into your graveyard. I think we're just happy taking the forest here. In this pack, return target creature to its owner's hand, then that creature may pay 2 less, or may pay 2. If that player does, they may copy the spell. Okay, that's quite interesting, but I think we're just going to take the 3/3 for 3. Actually, no, we're not, because we will struggle to cast that. The other thing we could do is just take the 3 mana 2/2, which unfortunately I think is actually going to be what we're going to take. Yeah. Snow covered island isn't bad. Ooh, there's a rare still in the pack, so I assume it's shit. So it's a 3 mana 0/0 with modular 2, so it's a 3 mana 2/2. Sacrifice an artifact, search your library for a construct card, reveal it and put it into your hand, and then shuffle your library. So we could sack the Astrolabe, and that's about it. So no thank you. There is a 1 mana 2/2. You don't see many of these. But more importantly, it has to be a snowland, which is not going to be a problem in our deck. So I'm actually going to take that. I've not played that card before, so that should be interesting. In this pack, oh, this is one of the old weird untap mechanics instead of tapping it. So it does an untap during your untap step, and you can pay 2 mana to untap it, and it gets a 1/1 counter. Very strange. So it has to attack, and then you pay to untap it. I guess we'll take the 5-drop. Nothing here really appeals. How many cards are we up to? So we're going to minus the 9 lands, which puts us up to 22 cards. So we just need to get one more playable. What is this? A 6 mana 5/5. As long as they're... Oh, it's only 1 land. I was looking for how many lands it was. It's just 1. That's actually a reasonably large creature for the mana you pay. I guess we can take the spider or the shelter. I guess we could take the drift. Yeah, fuck it. Let's take the drift. We could even play the... God knows how you pronounce that word. Ephemerate. We could play that as well if we really wanted to. Or the Nantuko Cultivator. I think we would rather play this. We can flicker things like the Abominable Tree Folk. And wherever it is, the Springbloom Druid. Sure, 2-drop is fine, and a bit of life gain. That was an absolute train wreck. We did not see very many snow payoffs. I kind of just hoped for the best, and it did not pan out well, but that's okay. So we'll get rid of the lands for now. Let's go group these separately. So how many red sources are we going to have in the deck? We've got 1 mountain, 1 Arkham's Astrolabe, and a Spring Bloom Druids. That's 3. I don't mind being that's the one we cut, and then we just have more consistent mana base, and then we're basically a Bant deck. And our mana base is reasonably good for that. We might still just play the mountain just as an extra snow land. It gives us the tree folk better power and toughness. It makes the golem easier to cast. if we even want to play it. How many Enter the Battlefield effects do we have that we actually care about? Oh, that should be a 2-mana spell pretty much. Oh, we do also have the Worm, which is a payoff for Snow as well. Yeah, I think that's probably what we want to play. I can't see anything else we really need. We don't have enough cycle to make this work, I don't think. I don't think this deck is very good, but we'll play it. Yeah, so if you want to see the actual gameplay, check out tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more videos, feel free to subscribe. I do tend to release a video every single day at the moment. Thanks for watching. Peace.